What is happening with 3I Atlas, that large interstellar object some say is an alien spacecraft barreling towards Earth? Others say this is an absolute large psychological operation in order to get us all scared about an impending invasion, an alien invasion coming to Earth. What exactly is going on here? Well, NASA just activated its Earth Defense Group. Wow, who the heck knew about that? Over possible concerns, they say, of a Manhattan-sized comet with possible alien technology.
The government has high-resolution pictures of UAPs.
It's multiple whistleblowers that are backing this account.
It's called Immaculate Constellation, and there's a lot of constellations below.
So if it's a PSYOP, the premise is that UFOs are bullshit. The idea that somehow the U.S. government can't carry out these operations or keep it secret, that's obviously wrong. This technology, or whatever it is demonstrating dominance.
How about this? A brand new bombshell whistleblower report alleges the existence of a secret Pentagon UAP and UFO program, and it's called Immaculate Constellation. The report, turned over to Congress, claims the government has high-resolution pictures of UAPs. In the latest episode of News Nation's Reality Check, Ross Coulthart sat down with Michael Schellenberger, the independent journalist who spoke to that whistleblower.
It's a UAP reconnaissance program. I can affirm this 100%. It is an unacknowledged, up until hours ago, it was and is an unacknowledged special access program, even higher than a special access program. Its purpose was to detect, quarantine, and transfer UAP, dealing with incursions, meaning air, land, sea, all domain, with what we call ubiquitous technological surveillance. It's a very impressive program, and up until this day, if I had said those words on the phone, if I had typed those words, if anybody had, there was mandatory surveillance for it. So I'm really happy, and I'm really glad that that has come out to the public, and there's a lot more to learn about this program and others directly from people involved. Look, we have whistleblowers who are coming forward, hopefully on November 13th, which is the next set of congressional hearings on UAP, which I have personally walked people into members' offices for private meetings so they could see eye to eye and they could meet and they could know what the potential for informing the American public is about this cover-up. This is about crimes of secrecy. It's about obfuscating the legal and necessary transparency to the American public, as well as just to the oversight and accountability.
Your understanding is that Immaculate Constellation consists of the capability to detect, quarantine, and transfer UAP and alien reproduction vehicle collection incidents before they are observed and circulated within the military intelligence enterprise, thus serving as a means of enforcing internal information security.
More specifically, it's alleged that Immaculate Constellation is an unacknowledged Special Access Program, or USAP. Broadly, these are programs about which it actually is legally permissible for certain figures to deny knowledge if they're ever questioned in the public sphere. However, everyone working in and for the U.S. government is still constitutionally obliged to be straight with Congress, and at least with the highest-ranking select group of Congress, known as the Gang of Eight. There are laws in place to ensure that no one person or group can just make up their own rules, including in relation to USAPs. But with Immaculate Constellation, it's alleged that those laws have been broken. It's said that the UAP database is fed and managed and known of only by a small number of intelligence agents. It could be said that it's all handled entirely and truly off the record. The public perception of unidentified anomalous phenomena, otherwise known as UAP and formerly known as UFOs, has undergone a massive shift in recent years. First came the headline-grabbing leaked videos beginning in 2017. Then came official recognition of those videos and others, culminating in the Pentagon's preliminary assessment report on UAP, which was published in June 2021.
There is a program the government has hid from Senate, from Congress, from the Gang of Eight. It's called Immaculate Constellation. And by the fucking way, that's just top of the pyramid, big piece of the pie chart. There's more up there, and there's a lot of constellations below.
Reacting to Schellenberger's article in an episode of their podcast Weaponized, Jeremy Corbell and specifically George Knapp further referred to keyword search analysis, which reportedly shows that the words Immaculate Constellation have only ever spiked once before. in and around the time that David Grush was first going public in 2023.
Dig into looking for Google searches for that term.
Heard about
where it's popped up before.
Yeah.
And it popped up when Dave Grush came forward. When he gave his testimony, suddenly the name of this immaculate program, there's a spike.
Immaculate Constellation.
Yeah, Immaculate Constellation. There's a spike in Google requests under that term.
Wow.
Which is weird because Grush didn't mention it.
The implication being that there was panic then directly relating to all the information that's now being leaked.
I remember hearing Chuck lean in real quiet, like he's a baller. Chuck McCullough, he is a gangster, man. He just lean in and be like, careful.
Yeah, I know. There was a document that has been referenced in some reports.
Michael Schellenberger has said there's a 20-something page document.
Let's say there's a document.
Let's be honest with our audience. You have been exposed to the entirety of the document. Is that correct?
All right. Yeah, I've seen it.
From the very get-go, we have been in the know that we have been trying to exploit derivative technologies of UAP. Is that factual from where you're sitting?
Yeah.
Okay. I am directly aware of the totality of this report and information being in person given to certain members. I'm not saying of Congress or Senate, certain members, and that I was present.
Now that it's out, how can it possibly, how can anyone hope to quash the story?
Okay, I need to crack a beer. Current modern day, is there anything you can tell me right now that you saw captured anything weird?
Yeah, a UFO that becomes a USO. That's pretty spectacular stuff. Now, I've shared that with you. You've seen it, and it's pretty cool. And then Colares comes to mind, Mexico, Tampico, a lot of pretty cool stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to share a lot more in the next episode of Weaponized. It was a lot of work went into this, a lot of travel, a lot of miles, and hopeful that it's going to be great.
You are what we would classify.
Information will continue to come out about Immaculate Constellation. I think there are smarter people than me that will be able to hyper-analyze things that you've told me about, that people are looking at, like when people look that up on Google and all that stuff. And I also promise that I will tell everything that I can, that you and I know as time goes on. But right now, I would say this is what I can say. Michael Schellenberger, who I have never spoken with before, got it right.
Elon Musk said, he came out this week and told Tucker Carlson, all these UFOs are advanced, secret U.S. technology. There it is. It's all out there.
Yeah. Okay.
Elon should know, right?
Okay. So, no, dude, I believe him when he says if he got evidence of aliens, he would put it out on Twitter. I fucking believe him. I believe him. He is so wild. I believe him. And God bless that. Like, if you get evidence of aliens, like a perfect photo from your satellites, put it out. I think I believe him that he would do that.
One second, I see any evidence of aliens, I will immediately post that on the X platform. And it'll probably be our #1 post of all time. That'll be your...
Oh, how convenient. The timing is impeccable. So I guess it's just a coincidence how days ago, Elon Musk, in an interview, declares that once he receives any information on aliens, he will post it on X. Does anybody else see the writing on the wall? It's so clear to see the great deception that is about to come upon the whole world to explain away the rapture and for people to follow the false Christ or the Antichrist with this new age alien movement. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some knucklehead waiting for the Lord's return. But to those who know, you know, the great deception, alien deception, who will come and save the day. I'm sure they will bring some type of new technology. And what a better person to bring that technology to than Mr. Elon Musk. I mean, there's a reason why his company is called Tesla. I can totally see the possibility of future free energy coming from that company and from that man. So do not be deceived. Understand the times that we are living in and do not lose heart. Do not grow wearied. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Well, there's a lot of theories about 3I Atlas, what it is, and some speculate that it's a craft, an extraterrestrial craft, and Professor Avi Loeb from Harvard has been kind of leading the charge in putting out information that there are a number of characteristics of 3I Atlas which are not normal for an asteroid or for a comet. And one of the things that kind of stands out is that 3I Atlas roughly comes from the same direction as the famous WOW signal from 1977, where astronomers thought that they had intercepted radio communications from an extraterrestrial civilization from somewhere in the direction of the Sagittarius constellation. So 3I Atlas came from that area. So there's a lot of speculation. And importantly, tomorrow, October 29, 3I Atlas achieves perihelion with the sun. So that's the closest approach to the sun. And it's already been generating enormous coronal mass ejections that have been occurring on the far side of the sun. So we haven't really been experiencing the effects of that because at the moment 3I Atlas is on the other side of the sun. But certainly those coronal mass ejections, if they had come towards the Earth, they would have caused geomagnetic storms at the highest level. So all of that has led to a lot of speculation. Avi Loeb has been saying that as 3I Atlas achieves perihelion, that this is where they have something called the Oberth effect, where this is the optimal time when an object, if it's artificial, could accelerate or decelerate so that it could experience this kind of slingshot effect around the sun. So there's expectation that this period or tomorrow is where there might be signs of that happening, but it's all occurring on the far side of the sun. We are not getting any kind of satellite imagery of what's happening with 3I Atlas, and conveniently the Mars Reconnaissance orbiter, which has a high-resolution camera, the HiRISE camera, which could get high-resolution images of 3I Atlas as it was passing by the sun, passing by Mars, none of those have been released. So on top of all of this, a week ago, you get the International Asteroid Warning Network issuing a notice telling all the world's astronomers and astronomical organizations that they're going to conduct an astrometry campaign to study 3I Atlas. So all of a sudden now, you have this body created or authorized by the United Nations, by United Nations resolution, to study asteroids for any potential impact on Earth. So it's correct that this is kind of like an early warning group or a planetary defense group, as some are calling it, that could give the heads up that there's an asteroid heading towards the Earth that could impact. And so now you've got this International Asteroid Warning Network notice out there asking for a 2-month period from November 27 up until January 27 that all the world's astronomers are going to be measuring the path of 3I Atlas. And why would that be? And one of the theories is that this is when 3I is likely either going to break up, and people are speculating as to where its fragments might head up, but more plausibly that 3I Atlas is going to release a lot of probes, or that it's a mothership releasing spacecraft, and some of those craft may head towards the Earth.
So this Earth Defense Group, and what is their plan? They're going to identify that an asteroid coming to Earth, some sort of impending danger. What do we have to stop it? I mean, is there anything we can do about it at this point? Or is this, again, I come back to the idea of go ahead, I'll let you finish that.
Well, officially there's nothing set up to stop an asteroid coming in, other than maybe sending ballistic nuclear missiles in outer space to detonate in the vicinity of an asteroid if it's about to impact the Earth. I mean, what they're really doing is they're tracking 3I Atlas, and what they want to do is get all of the world's astronomical apparatuses, networks out there to track 3I Atlas. So I think it's because it's going to be behaving in a way that needs all eyes on the skies to track. I think multiple objects coming from 3I Atlas, and I don't think they're anticipating it fragmenting into hundreds of smaller particles. I think there's an anticipation that there could be something released from 3I Atlas, and so they want the world's astronomers to track these so that they know where these objects or where these fragments or probes, whatever it could be released, are going, and officially they have nothing set up in space to intercept a fragment or a asteroid heading towards the Earth, but in reality there is a secret space program.
Let's talk about that secret space program. As you pointed out to me in a message earlier, you said the big difference between the United States and China-led programs right now on future exploration, mining, tourism, etc., whatever's going to happen in space, these sort of bilateral accords with these 56 nations as part of the Artemis Accords, that the U.S. has been sharing some of this ET technology, hybrid spacecraft, reverse anti-gravity technology, and others with some of these countries. But China's approach, they have the technology as well. I mean, we'd be stupid to think that we're the only ones or the Russians are the only ones with this technology. But China has been far more restrictive with their technological approach to reverse engineering of these craft. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yes, I mean, the United States has had a secret space program going back for decades, using all sorts of advanced technologies. And the best evidence of this is from President Ronald Reagan himself. In 1985, he actually said, and these are in his memoirs, he said that we have the capability of placing 200 astronauts in Earth orbit. Now, at the time, all you had were the space shuttles, and they could take maximum of 10 people at a time, and there were like 5 of them that were operational at any time. So how would 5 space shuttles capable of taking 10 people place 200 or more astronauts in Earth orbit? I mean, so Reagan was acknowledging that there was a secret space program in existence at the time. And I think this secret space program has been built using reverse engineered alien technologies, and there have been a number of whistleblowers coming forward saying these programs are in existence. And when it comes to the Artemis Accords, I think that the reason these have been so successful to the United States, I mean, they just had Malaysia and Philippines sign up as the 55th and 56th nations that signed these bilateral accords with the US State Department and NASA. And so you have to ask yourself, why would 56 of the world's leading space agencies agree to bilateral agreements with the United States as opposed to multilateral agreements with the United Nations, where responsibility, overall control is shared among all the world's nations, as opposed to the Artemis Accords that places the United States at the core, kind of like think of the spokes of a wheel, and the United States is the core, and you got 55 other nations joined in with the United States in terms of space exploration, space mining, tourism, and so forth. And China has set up a rival, it's called the International Lunar Research Station Initiative, where they have 13 nations currently signed up, but the only real major nation in that group of 13, aside from China, is Russia. And so why are nations lining up to join the Artemis Accords as opposed to China's initiative? And according to my insider sources, what's been happening is that the United States has been secretly training international pilots, and we're talking about typically Air Force pilots from the different nations, in how to fly these hybrid human extraterrestrial spacecraft which operate through a kind of like technology mind interface, that this is really advanced technology, and the United States is sharing that in a underground facility near Huntsville, Alabama, which is why I believe Space Command is being relocated to Huntsville, Alabama. And in contrast, China is very parsimonious with sharing its reverse engineered technologies, because it's very wary of the United States kind of like ascertaining exactly what China has.
If you enjoyed today's video on Anonymous Official, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching and sticking with us.